Density is the mass in a given volume. Basically, it's mass divided by volume. That's all density is. Okay. Now, obviously, the units can change, but it's mass over volume. Mass is measured in grams or kilograms. Those are the common ones. Volume, milliliters is common, as you'll see as we go on. Usually we use liters because that has a specific application. And then sometimes you won't see it too much in this class, but in physics, you sometimes see volume as cubic centimeters or cubic meters. If something's cubed, units are cubed, you know it's volume. Okay. And so density, if you're using the first two here, would be grams per mil or kilograms per liter. Basically, here's your formula. Density, D, is mass divided by volume. Mass will be M, volume will be V. So what does mass equal? Physics people? How do I rearrange that formula to find mass?
Mass equals density times volume.
Yeah. If you multiply the volume up here, you get mass is equal to density times volume. And if you want to know the volume, V, you multiply volume up and you divide up the D, you'll get volume is equal to mass over density. I'm not going to ask you to memorize formulas in this class, but I will give you those, but you should know how to definitely use them. Okay. So objects that are less dense will float on liquids that have more density, right? You put oil in water, right? They don't mix, right? So one will float above the other. Okay. And water has a density of 1.00. I even looked this up. If you want to go grams per mil. Water's density is 1. That's kind of nice to know. Okay. All right. So the basic calculations. An iron nail has a mass of 3.93 grams and a volume of 0.5 mils. What is the density of the nail? As soon as you see that they're asking for density, just write out the formula. Density is mass over volume. What's the mass? 3.93 grams. The volume is 0.50 mils. That spits out this. 7.86 grams per mil. But how many sig figs should our answer have? 2, right? Because of the 0.50 mils. So we round this to 7.9 grams per mil. All right. Copper has a density of 8.96 grams per cubic centimeter. It's nice that they give us that. If a copper sample has a mass of 90 grams, what volume does it occupy? Okay. So here's the 3 formulas. I want to find volume. Which formula am I using? V is equal to M over D. I mean, you could just use density formula if you want and rearrange it, but I will give you these. V, you're using this one. V is M over D. The mass is 90 grams. The density is 8 grams per cubic centimeter. If you're using this, what do you have to make sure are the same? These units, grams and grams, have to be the same. Like if I said you have 90 kilograms, you'd have to either convert the kilograms to grams or convert this formula. It'd be easier to convert the kilograms to grams. Okay, so these mass units must be the same before you do this. So just mass units must be the same. All right. Divide them and you will get, what do you get? 10.0446 cubic centimeters. How many sig figs in the answer? 3. That has 3. So it's 10.0 cubic centimeters. All right. So now they're asking us slightly more thought-provoking question. Density of, what's AU?
Gold.
Gold. What's AG?
Silver.
Silver. AU is gold, silver is AG. All right. They're telling us the density of gold is 19.3 grams per mil, and that silver has a density of 10.5 grams per mil, i.e. gold is heavier. Sense? A ring has a mass of 29 grams and a volume of 1.5 mils. Is it made of gold or silver? What do we do? Just tell me in words what you want to do. Yeah, if you figure out the density of the ring, then you can determine if it's going to be gold or silver. So, find density of the ring. Okay, so density is mass over volume. The ring has a mass of 29.0 grams and a volume of 1.50 mils. If you divide those, you get 19.333 grams per mil. How many sig figs should you have? 3, right? That has 3 and that has 3. So it should be 19.3. So it's made of gold. Okay. Last question. A block of copper. So you get a chunk of copper. It's 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters by 3.5 centimeters. Like, you don't have to draw this, but essentially you've got a cube that is 2, 2, and 3.5. You don't have to draw the cube if you don't want to. How do you find the volume of a cube? Just multiply length times width times height, right? So its volume is going to be length times width times height, which is 2.0 centimeters. 2.0 centimeters. I mean, they essentially wrote it out for you. If you multiply those together, you're going to get 14. How many sig figs? 2. So just 14 centimeters cubed. Okay, that's our volume. I want to know the density of copper. They tell us it has a mass of 125.0 grams. So the density is mass over volume divided by 14 cubic centimeters. And that should give you 8.92857 grams per cubic meter, which you're going to round to how many sig figs? 2 sig figs, because this one had 2, and all these only have 2 sig figs. So just 8.9 grams per cubic centimeter. All right, that's density. There's the questions from Hebton. I don't have a sheet for this. You don't have a sheet for this, do you? No. So there's questions from Hebton. You can either use it in the link on your phone. There's Hebton books over there. This unit is now over. Tomorrow we will review. I'll give you a review package. I'll outline what's going to be on the test. Your test is on Wednesday. It's not a long test either. It'll be a short test.
So is it a quiz?
I don't want. It's bigger than a quiz.